Hello, WoW fans, WoW gamers, WoW subscribers. Welcome back to episode 7 of the Outer Worlds on WoW Gaming. This game is brought to you by the very talented folks over at Obsidian Entertainment in collaboration with Private Division. Thank you guys for your likes and comments regarding this one. They are always appreciated. They keep the channel alive and they allow me to produce very awesome games like this one. If you are a fan of the likes of Fallout and games like that, this one will definitely be in your wheelhouse. I strongly recommend you pick up your very own copy. It's awesome. This game is definitely worth your time. Highly recommend it. Highly recommend it. I'm loving it. We just left the planet in the last episode and I cannot wait to see where we go from here. So without further ado, let's dive right back in. And look at that. Look at that view, guys. How do you like me now? We were there, apparently. It's definitely not Earth. I mean, unless it is, right? And then things happen to it. We're going to call that not Earth. But doesn't matter. We're not there anymore. And we meant to access our system here. The unreliable message terminal. Authorized login sequence recognized. Welcome, Captain. Welcome for Alex Hawthorne. Review a message for user Hawthorne. Please select from the following options. Unread. Unread message list. From you, Bedford. From Udom, Wingman Bedford, Wingman Hawthorne. Oh, I forgot to mention in my previous message, silly me, I'm mailing you a copy of my favorite serial, The Space Adventures of Singularity Steel. It's about a dashing space pirate with a heart of, well, steel. It's not exactly board approved, so don't you go showing it around to your spacer buddies. I hope it will amuse you while you're out adventuring. Any similarities to a certain someone are entirely intentional. Very nice. Return to root. And logs. Log entry number 1. Captain's note. SW001. Shrink ray. Note to self. Remember this later. No better. ADA. Remember me weekly to check this log until, or remind me weekly to check this log until I tell you to stop. Yes, I mean continually. No. ADA. Not if I'm dead. Why don't you even ask me that? Back to my point. I saw in actuality with my own 2 eyes a sublimely powerful weapon in Wells' lab, just sitting there for the taking. If the gray hair were to look away or forget about it, maybe, or if I had asked a smidgen more nicely. He called it a shrink ray, but wouldn't let me test that claim after I lost my temper. Said he was inspired to create the thing by the achievements of other scientists who dared to push the boundaries of human knowledge and decency laws. I had heard rumors of fantastical weapons like this one. Weapons that push the boundaries of the mind and science's cutting edge, but I figured they were just stories, to be honest. Laying eyes on Wells' shrink ray firsthand is enough to make a fella wonder if there's more to the rumors. More to be had. Captain's note. SW002. Hammer power. The last time I got slashed, was imbibing at the Lost Hope on the Groundbreaker. Look, Udom was really free with the drinks. He seems like an okay fellow. I shamelessly but subtly eavesdropped onto 2 Marday yammering on about a mad scientist some years back who claimed he'd made a huge discovery that would change the fate of the colony. Like none of us have heard that one before. But here's the good part. The Mardays said that mad scientist kept yelling about the hammer's power or something similar. A strange weapon with a special power created by crazy lab coat. Sure fits the bill. It could be another one of the weapons that inspired Wells. Log entry number 3. Black market leads. Why? Why won't Wells just give the shrink ray to me? Blast him to the depths of the labyrinth on Tartarus and back. Let the record show I did apologize for shouting him down 5 times. But architect be damned. It's just sitting there, neglected and gathering dust. I should have commandeered it and thanked him without asking permission or breaking expensive equipment when he said it wasn't ready yet and that even if it were, he couldn't entrust it to someone like me. What does that even mean, I ask? That I'm not trustworthy enough? That I use it to wipe out the good, hard-working folks of the colony like some sort of moralist psycho? I'll admit to maintaining some questionable associations, but I follow a strict code of me, myself, and mine. What's not to respect in that? Exactly. Now I have to wait until Wells forgets or thinks he's misplaced it. In the meanwhile, I have been tracking down additional rumors pertaining to others of these science weapons throughout Halcyon. If gossip holds true, my next step will be to check with the black market merchants on the Groundbreaker and in Foulbrook. Interesting. Archived messages. Old message list. Dear Alex, I can't tell you how pleased I am to finally hear from you. Your message was hilarious. I'm delighted by your sense of humor and the tale of your hijinks. I hope your terminal will cooperate for the foreseeable future. By the by, I was scraping Groundbreaker's comms network for tasty little tidbits, and I noticed you declined to dock at Edgewater's landing pad and instead touched down in the wilderness, you rugged individualist you. I only pray that idiot Topset wasn't giving you any trouble. Anyway, I hope your meeting down on Terra 2 proves fruitful and look forward to corresponding with greater regularity. Your best friend, Udom. Alex, I don't know where you were raised, but I'd hazard to guess it may have been a barn, because anyone with even a modicum of decent rearing would know it's unforgivably rude to ignore the ardent, sincere messages of one's friends. Best, Udom. Please respond. P.S. Dear Alex, hello. Hope this finds you well. It was a pleasure to see you in my office again last week. Once again, I'm terribly sorry about the impounding mix-up. How could it have happened a second time? Terminals these days, I swear, dreadfully unreliable. Aha, just like your ship. I hope you've given some thought to that thing we discussed. You know, about the Wells fellow. I'm so sorry to press, but I have the strangest tickling feeling that you really do know him, and if you could just tell me where he is, well, it would be marvelous for our friendship, wouldn't it? Looking forward to seeing you again. Wingman. Dear Alex, hello Udom here. Udom Bedford. We met when I accidentally impounded your ship, my silly fat fingers embarrassing me once again. I hope that wasn't too terribly inconvenient for you. It was such a pleasure for me, and I tremendously appreciate your forbearance in not throttling me. You really are quite the gentleman. If you're ever in Groundbreaker's airspace, well, space, please don't hesitate to look me up. The Lost Hope serves Spectrum Vodka. Perhaps we could try every color, you know. Really tie one on. Let me know. Your new friend, Udom. Sent messages. To Bedford. Look, there's no call for shouting. My terminal was busted. Had a few too many and might have knocked it off the desk. You know how it is. Sometimes you just gotta cut loose. I'm not telling you where Wells is, so lay off. Buy me a drink at the Last Hope next time I'm in. And I might forgive you. Interesting. I think we checked every... Finished science weapon. Weapons from the void. Alright, so we got some new side missions here. There's our quarters. Bed. Place to lay our head. What is this? Sentry Saber. How Centurion could it be? Sentry says the same thing. Plasma cutter. Bleed. Plasma cutter has burn, not bleed. Interesting. We'll hang on to it for now. Alright. Let's check this baby out. Oh, right. We were headed up, weren't we? Yeah, we were. That was my quarters. Hey, look at this. There's no response from the auto-mechanical unit. A serial number etched in its chassis includes the letter SAM. Huh. The plot thickens. Ooh, that might come in handy. Can't wait to use that. Sam. examine. This is not a petunia. The Modern Steel Wrench and You. This book is heavily dog-eared with doodles in the margins. Pick up spade. No, examine. Banged up toolbox, full of modified tools with unique mechanical usages. Digging around in here would be an easy way to lose a finger to a sawtooth blade. You don't say. A stem older man with warm eyes. Photo of Parvati's father. Oh, this is her resting quarters and I'm here stealing her stuff. First wrench Dad ever gave me. She's been a friend ever since. Parvati. Alright. Index of Banned Literature. Part 1. Various qualifying considerations. Part 2. Principal rules of restrictive management. Part 3. Morals and maxims of banning unethical literature. So I'll let you guys pause the video here and take a look at this. No, official list of... Very cool. Very cool. Smells suspiciously like iceberg aged whiskey. Doctrine Studies 539 of Equity and Equations. These textbooks have been out of print for almost half a century. The margins are filled with scribbled notes, and many passages have been underlined. Some pages have come loose, the glue now yellowed and cracked along the spines. The scribbles on these journals pages are utterly illegible to anyone except... Okay, you guys know what I mean. What is this? Heavy ammo. Yeah, baby, yeah. We have The Art of Science of Tossball. Impossible to put down. Order of Scientific Inquiry, Office of Literature. This endorsement has been approved. Auntie Cleo's darling. Signed by Seymour Whitlock. SW, who held the record. Tossball trading cards. In mint condition, most of these cards represent players from the Hephaestus Hammers and the Tile Backers.
As always, I am at your disposal.
I hope so. You're on my ship, bro.
Anything you'd like to discuss? Nothing too out of the ordinary. Just your run-of-the-mill vicar with a violently enthusiastic disposition. That's what my parents called it. I grew up in a pit of a town, much like Edgewater. I was destined to be a laborer like my parents, but I was infected early with a need to solve the equation. My passion didn't sit well with them.
Were they not religious? Let's talk about...
My parents, ironically. They internalized the precepts of scientism like no one I've ever known. They had a pure faith, a faith that brought joy to them regardless of the situation. I envied that. I wanted that peace. I thought if I became a vicar, I could find it. Or at the very least, find out why I lacked it. They thought I was fighting the plan, should have accepted my lot. Some people pursue the clergy for power, prestige, but that was not me.
You don't say. What's this plan you keep talking about?
The simple version is this. The force which we call the Grand Architect created the universal equation that underlies and defines everything in the universe. Everything flows from the equation, or in layman's terms, the grand plan. Is the Grand Architect a consciousness? A natural force? Did it create the equation on purpose? The answers to these questions don't really matter. The equation, the plan, is all that matters. Contentment is found by accepting one's role in the plan.
Okay. If you can't help but follow the plan, then everything you do is part of it, right?
The plan is not one rigid path. There are a variety of multitudes contained within it. Our paths have variance, but we'll end up adhering to it, whether we like it or not. Some choices make the path smoother, some rougher. You can even go outside the lines, but the further outside you go, it's like an unbreakable elastic band. It will only stretch so far before it snaps back. The further it is stretched, the more violent the eventual correction.
Ironically enough, it's very in line with my own personal beliefs. That's what I love about games these days, guys, and it's part of the reason I created this channel. There's a lot of truth in really, really good games. I don't know if it's just clever, just absolutely genius writing, or if they had a purpose in their writing. But a lot of these games and the dialogue and the script in them, I find just fascinating and very, very interesting. Seems quite trusting of you to just sign on without anyone knowing about me.
I have run headlong into too many walls in my pursuit of the truth. This book is my last hope, and you were my only hope of getting it translated. I honestly don't know what I'd do. This quest has consumed me for the better part of my life. I fear there's nothing else left to me. What about you? What's your story? And how did he do that? Well, you do seem different than every other colonist. Let's pretend for the moment I believe you. What are you going to do now?
Adventure, adventure, adventure. I'm helping him recover more of the chemicals he needs to save the rest of the colonists.
That seems a dangerous proposition. Why risk your life now that it's been returned to you?
Because I'm a good person. I had a family on the hope. My friends are on the hope just because it's the right thing to do.
A commendable attitude. Bakonu, the author, had some interesting theories about man's perception of reality that I thought could be applied to our attempts to decipher the plan. Unfortunately, he was also one of the founders of the philosophist school of thought, so the book is banned in this colony. Philosophism's a false religion that stands in contradiction to almost everything we know to be true. They believe all is chaos, in stark contrast to OSI's belief in the plan. But most of the philosophist perversion of Bakonu's thoughts came more than a century after his death.
Let's talk about this personal quest of yours.
Of course. Are you ready to break into security on the Groundbreaker? If I can access the data cartridge from the terminal in security, I can easily hack into their arrivals and departures registry.
That's right. I remember
That'll
now.
give us dates, times, and the crew manifests for every registered ship. I'll comb the last 6 months of departure manifests to track the Philosophist's off-world destination.
Makes sense. Makes sense. Not. How is that a simple vicar happens to be such a highly skilled hacker? I think you told me, but I'll hear it again.
Before I transferred to Edgewater, I had a wealth of time to develop certain, secular skills during my years serving a particular penitentiary flock. I meditated, led sermons, provided guidance to the inmates as needed, of course. I also played prison yard tossball and taught myself a bit about computronic security systems. Thank you, Captain. By verity, by strength. What are we contemplating today?
Vicar, you're out of my crew. I want you off the ship. I'd like to know, let's talk about this, I'll leave you to it. won't be kicking you off my ship just yet. Hey, look, a room for someone else. Who shall it be? What doesn't kill you gives you tetanus. Nice. That's great. So we got 2 rooms available.
Crew members who macrowave soft tuna are subject to be jettisoned from the airlock.
Nice. I can get down with that. From vodka. I'll take it. Oh. Ooh, the laboratories. Alright. Why are these oh, goodness. They need a cleaning for sure. It's disgusting in there. If I can access that hatch up there, that'd be interesting, huh? Hey girl, how you doing?
Sometimes I can hear Vickers saying prayers to himself. Sometimes I hear him cussing about tossball scores.
Okay. Now, where to? Well, we could use the workbench, although I don't think it's required. Okay, where are we going today? Monarch. So this is awesome. The Groundbreaker. Groundbreaker, independent orbital station in the remains of Halcyon's first colony ship, captained by Jean-Louis Tennyson and run by descendants of the original crew. Use the system map to travel to planets, asteroids, and labs in the Halcyon system. Okay. Scylla. Scylla is one of the largest asteroids orbiting Halcyon, the largest in a grouping of rocks known as the Charybdis Cluster. Hephaestus Mining once claimed the asteroid, but its prospecting site was abandoned decades ago. Was it though? Maybe there's someone there. Monarch. AG-111A Monarch, one of Olympus's many satellites. What should have been Halcyon's second habitable world has long since been abandoned by the board due to monstrous, ravenous creatures. Interesting. Let's not go there just yet. Phineas's lab. An abandoned asteroid facility located in the rings of Terra 2, repurposed into the experimental laboratory, living quarters, and hideout of Phineas Vernon Wells. Terra 2. An idyllic terrestrial planet. Halcyon's wealthiest elite live in its capital city, Byzantium, while the colony's laborers live in corporate-owned townships along the frontier. Okay, well, let's go to Groundbreaker since we, I guess, have to go there, right? Select destination on Groundbreaker docking base. That's about it.
We've arrived.
Welcome to the system map. Here you can see all the planets in the system as well as some special points of interest that you may have discovered. You can fly your ship to any location that you have unlocked, though some landing bays require special codes and keys before they allow you to land there. Moving between planets is considered extremely dangerous and all employees are encouraged to remain home or at work.
After the Groundbreaker.
So we're at the Groundbreaker. Fantastic.
Welcome back, Captain. How can I be of assistance?
Well, where do I start? Know anything about the automechanical gathering dust in the janitor's closet?
The unit is a cleaning, Sam. Hawthorne brought it on board some cycles ago, I'm sure with the intent to modify it, but I've never seen it up and running. Alex likely recorded progress notes detailing his efforts to modify Sam. If you check the terminal in your captain's quarters, we may be able to determine what work remains in order for Sam to properly operate. What part of the colony would you like to discuss?
Phineas Orbital Lab.
Ah, yes. As Dr. Wells is a wanted outlaw, he built his laboratory into an asteroid. Orbital destinations can be challenging to land on. His more so than most. There is a bounty on his head, one with a markedly high reward amount. Shall I engage the laser weapons system?
No. Make it so, ADA. No, do not do that.
A sensible choice, as we do not have any laser weapons.
Why'd you say the landing might be rough?
The outlaw scientist known as Dr. Phineas V. Wells has taken a measure of precautions to make the lab undetectable to those hunting him. Even knowing the location, my systems resist my orders to go where I instruct them. Of course. What part of the colony would you like to discuss? We're cleared to dock with the groundbreaker if that's your desired destination. If we're going there, please be sure all docking forms have been filed in triplicate and fees have been paid. The Mardettes take their docking laws quite seriously.
Roger that. You can take care of that for us, right?
I can, yes. Let me add that to my list of 1,435,498 tasks I am simultaneously executing in order to run our ship.
Boy, I tell you, your sense of humor is off the charts. Oh, and do it without the lip.
You are more than welcome, Captain. The Groundbreaker was Halcyon's original colony ship. It has since been repurposed as a service station in the Lagrange point of the system. Freighters often deliver or pick up goods from the Groundbreaker en route to other destinations. The city ship hosts an array of cargo bays, factories, housing sections, and more. Many of Halcyon's companies maintain office spaces with station representatives in what is considered a truly neutral territory within the system. I have filed the required docking forms in triplicate, and fees have been paid.
Okay.
Of course. What part of the colony would you like to discuss? Where in Terra 2? Edgewater is the sparkling county seat of Emerald Vale, or it was when first built. Since then, neglect and time have worn away her shiny veneer. The town is near the coordinates where Captain Hawthorne died. It would not be unfortunate if something, like say, a plague, were to wipe Emerald Vale from the face of the planet.
Oh, wow.
You mean the ones who did not answer my distress call with medical assistance, but instead came to issue my injured captain a parking ticket? I'm sure they are wonderful humans who don't deserve to be wiped out by starvation or a devastating plague. Since you diverted power to the deserters, the botanical lab is thriving. However, Emerald Vale's cannery shut down, leading to a total collapse of Edgewater's population. Thank you, Captain.
You're quite welcome.
Of course. What part of the colony would you like to discuss?
What have we not discussed? Monarch.
Where in Monarch?
Well, you tell me. Stellar Bay.
Ah, Monarch. The armpit of the Halcyon system. Her last functioning port town is Stellar Bay. Well, that is if you don't count Sublight's Smuggler's Port in Fallbrook. I believe it has something to do with the planet being an uninhabitable wilderness and a lawless land with no corporate presence. You may wish to survey the residents in Stellar Bay for additional data points. It's Sublight run for the purpose of shipping contraband, and before you ask, I don't know the coordinates, so I can't dock us there.
Nice.
Of course. What part of the colony would you like to discuss? Where in Monarch? Warning. All colonists are urged to reconsider travel to Cascadia due to infestation of mantisaurs and risk of indefinite detention or death.
Goodness.
There are no people aside from marauders in Cascadia. There is only death. The local report is that you will very likely die if you leave Cascadia's landing pad. This is one of those times where you say one word but really mean another, isn't it? I suppose you would find an environment like this fun.
Quite possibly.
How can I be of assistance? Certainly, Captain. What would you like to hear?
Tell me a joke.
What happened to the captain who kept pestering his ship computer? The life support was disabled. Ha, ha. Get it? Now playing a Spacer's Choice advertisement jingle.
It's not the best choice. It's Spacer's Choice.
You're kidding.
Everyone in Halcyon is contractually obligated to label this or another board-certified jingle their favorite song. As you wish, Captain. I must comply with all direct orders.
Yeah, it's a joy talking with you. On the moon, let's hit kind
I
of.
have lots of minutes. Many minutes. Unlimited minutes, perhaps. Providing an adequate power source, I can function indefinitely.
What if you don't have a power?
I prefer to think of it as being in a state of slumber, perhaps for an indefinite duration of time. Do you think that is what it's like for the colonists on the Lost Hope? When I simulate myself in such a scenario, I do not find it to be desirable. I think my self-preservation protocols incline me to desire the alternative. Traveling the system with you, Captain.
Good answer. What about your last captain? Don't you miss him? Or is one captain the same as another?
Do you know what it feels like when the ship undergoes an unexpected power surge? A jolt to the system. I have felt that. I do feel that. As you may be aware, Captain Alex Hawthorne was a smuggler of some repute. I failed to predict the likely outcome of his reckless behavioral patterns. I should have predicted that.
Yeah, I
In our
think
travels
so.
together, Alex liked to pass time by, as he called it, tinkering to improve my design.
Has there been other captains on the ship?
If you mean, was Captain Hawthorne my first? Yes, he was. How can I be of assistance?
Oi, you're a hoot. Hi, guys. Yeah.
Hey, Captain. I heard that Groundbreaker's got a real good engineer. A lady named Junlei Tennyson.
What about her?
I was thinking that maybe I ought to meet her. If you got time to swing us by, I mean. I don't got much experience fixing actual spaceships. I bet you a can of Borston beans she could teach me all manner of stuff.
Okay. If it's not out of our way, sure. We could head over to engineering now. I thought you said you could keep this boat in good repair. Are you asking to leave my crew and join hers?
I abso-surely can. I'm a passing fair mechanic. Even Mr. Thompson would have said it's my only skill. But I'm used to working on cannery lines, AG loaders and the like. There's tricks about ships I ain't learned yet. All I'm looking for is a few pointers. I bet a lady who runs a whole station has forgot more than I ever learned.
Sure, we can head.
Gosh, no, Captain. I aim to stay so long as I'm welcome. I figured Junlei and I could confabulate over wireless, or by message. And maybe when we put into Groundbreaker, I could stop by to visit her sometimes. But only when you don't need me with you.
I don't want you to go. You're nice. Feel free to speak up, but if you happen to be along, sure.
Thanks, Captain. I'll be sure to make it worth your time. Did you want to talk about something else?
I think it's time to move along. Break time's over. Okay, I think we're good. We can visit the workbench and see about me modifying some stuff. Okay. Tinkering, maybe? Thank you, thank you. Repair. Nope, break down. No, we don't need to break down anything. We're good. Alright, guys.
Good luck,
There we
Captain.
go. Thank you. Select up to 2 companions to accompany you, buddy. Of course. Oh, here we are. Groundbreaker, guys. That's our ship. Let's keep a close eye on it. I'm not too sure of what to make of this place. You guys have any notes? Any advice? Speak up. Hey there.
Just checking your ship's manifest. Standard procedure. Welcome to Groundbreaker, by the by.
Thank you. I thought it was by the way, but I'll go with by the by. It's not bad. Gyro sight, big cartridge, assault rifle. Well, she's there. No, let's not take anything just yet. Or maybe at all.
Smells like grease and unwashed bodies.
That's not the point. This halfwit just knocked out one of my workers.
Yeah, with a tossball stick. I heard you the first time. There weren't any witnesses.
No witnesses. He's not even denying it.
Jackass had it coming. Shut it, Felix. You're not making this any better.
You get you with me again, you little backbait rat, I will toss you out an airlock.
This is the Groundbreaker, not Byzantium. You ain't the law here. I am. Now move along.
I don't have time for this.
And after that, I think we're going to leave it here. We'll make this a short episode of The Outer Worlds. Thank you guys for tuning in and checking us out once again. Keep your likes and comments coming. Always much appreciated. They keep us alive. If it was your first time checking us out and you're wondering what you should do first, I will tell you. Click that subscribe button, click the bell icon, and you are done. You are part of the VIP clique that is WoW Gaming. Thank you again, guys, for another fantastic conversation regarding the Outer Worlds. Until the next episode, when you're not playing, hey, go out into the world, do great things, be the change you wish to see in it, and while you're at it, always keep in mind we are all one.